everyone, my name is Jen. I'm a personal trainer here in Hong Kong, and I also run fitness classes at the Upper House. For today, I'm going to take you through a very simple circuit that you can do in the comfort of your own home or even in a small gym if you do have access to it. So before we get into the circuit, let's start off with a dynamic warm-up. Okay, to start off with our warm-up, we're going to begin with our inchworms. So let's position ourselves in a push-up position, keeping your arms and legs straight. We're going to walk our hands back towards our feet, driving your heels down. So we're getting a stretch all through the back of our legs. Then we're going to walk back into our starting position. We'll slowly lower ourselves down and just gently push ourselves up into a cobra. That's one. We're going to do 4 more. If we struggle to push up into a cobra, we can have our elbows down and come up into our baby cobra. Okay, 3 more. So keeping our legs straight, drive your hips up. Two more. And our last one. All right, next we're going to come into our Spider-Man to really open up our hips. So again, in our push-up position, we want to step our left hand or left foot outside of our left hand, and we're going to add in a rotation just to really open up our upper back as well. Okay, so let's step that foot outside of your hand, bring the elbow down, and we're incorporating a twist. That's 3. We're going to keep alternating until we do 10 in total. Three more. Okay. Now we're going to stand back up. So next thing we're going to do, just to really help open up our hips as well, we're going to stand, grab one knee, and we're going to pull our knee up into our chest and just release. So super simple. We want to hug that knee as high up as we can without leaning back. So you're going to stay nice and tall. We'll just do 10 in total. This is 5. Two more. Okay, so next one, we're going to come into our squat pattern. So let's set up with our feet just slightly wider than hip width. First things first, we're going to keep our legs straight, bring our hands down to touch our toes. Now from here, we want to sit down, keeping our heels on the floor. We're going to drive our knees out with our elbows. I'm going to add in another rotation like we did in our Spider-Man. 2 hands up, and we're going to stand up. That's 1. We're going to do 4 more. So legs straight, touch your toes, sitting down, drive our chest up. We're going to twist one way, twist the other way, 2 hands up, and stand. 3 more. Last 2. And 1 more. Okay, so that's our main movements done. I'm just going to take you through 1 core activation and 1 glute activation exercise before we get into our circuit. So for our core activation, we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. So hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. We're going to keep our core pulled up nice and strong. And from here, we're going to extend one hand, opposite leg. Then we're looking to bring elbow towards knee, re-extend. That's 1. Moving slow and controlled until we do 10 in total. This is 3, 4, 3 more, 4. Okay, come down, reset. Same thing, other side. So extending one hand, opposite leg, get your balance first, and then we're looking to move. 1, 2, and you might find one side to be a little bit more challenging than the other. Two more. Good. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come and lie on our back. Legs bent, feet close into your bum, arms by your side. So what we're going to do is come up into a bridge. Now before we bridge up, I want you to make sure that your lower back is pressed flat into the floor, and from here we're gonna squeeze our bum and roll back down. So drive through your heels to lift your hips up and down. We'll just do 15. That's 3, 5 more. Push through your heels, squeeze your bum to lift up. Don't worry about going too crazy high. It's more about that bum squeeze. 2 more. All right. Now we're gonna get started into our circuit. All right, now that we're warmed up, let's get into our circuit. So the format for today is super simple. We're gonna work through 7 different exercises. We're gonna work 40 seconds on one exercise. We're gonna rest for 20 seconds as we prepare for the next one. We're gonna go 1 round through before we have a bigger rest, and then we're gonna look to repeat for anywhere between 3 to 5 rounds, okay? So the first one's gonna be our reverse lunges. I'll explain as we go, but let's get ready. If you've got some dumbbells or a weight you'd wish to hold to kind of elevate the exercise, please go ahead and get that ready, okay? So we're gonna start in 10 seconds. I've got dumbbells that I'm gonna hold in this front rack position. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. We're looking to step back and push off of our front foot. So these are our alternating reverse lunges. We're looking to keep our chest up, nice and tall. Don't forget to keep breathing. 20 more seconds. Last 10 seconds. And time. Good. We're gonna go into our overhead press with the dumbbells, okay? So again, if you don't have dumbbells, you can use water bottles or any kind of prop available to you. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Keeping our body nice and tall. We can use a little dip to help us out if we need to. We want to make sure to keep our core strong as well. So squeeze your bum when we press up. "20 seconds to go. Last 5 seconds. And time. All right, now we're gonna go into our push-ups. So you can do them on your hands and feet on the floor, or if you're like me and you struggle with that, I'm gonna elevate my hands. I have here a dumbbell rack that I'm gonna use, but you can also use your desk, a table, the side of your sofa, whatever you have available, okay? 3, 2, 1, off we go. Halfway. Last 10 seconds. One more. Time. Okay. Next one. I'm going to use a bench. Again, if you don't have a bench, you can use a stool or a chair or the side of your bed. We're going to come into our hip thrust. I'm just resting my upper back, feet underneath my hips. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. So just like in our warm-up, we're looking to drive through our heels, squeeze our bum to lift off. Make sure your elbows are not on the bench. So you can have your hands behind your head, or you can have them crossed across your front. We want to keep looking straight ahead. Seven seconds. And time. Okay. Next one, I'm still going to use the bench. So again, just use what you have, your bed, a stool, anything you wish. We're going to work on our core stability. So we're going to hold in a plank position, and we're just looking to tap the bench, okay? Ready in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So as we move, we want 0 movement in our hips. So we have to really engage our core to stay nice and stable. Slow and controlled. Your feet can be a little bit wider. It gives you a better base. 15 seconds left. Five seconds. And time. Good. Next one. Another core exercise. We're going to lie down. No equipment required. We're going to come up into our V-ups, starting in 10 seconds. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, arms and legs straight. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. We're going to roll up and down. You can alternate your legs, or you can go 2 feet at the same time. Halfway. Last 10 seconds. And time. Okay, our last one. Everybody's favorite. We're gonna do a burpee variation, okay? Last one, and then we have a bigger rest. Starting in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, we're gonna jump back, jump in, jump up. If you're not confident in jumping back, you can step back, jump in, stand up. We want to stay nice and light on your feet. Halfway. Ten seconds. Time. Good job. So that's one round through our circuit. Now give yourself anywhere between 90 seconds to 2 minutes to rest. Make sure you drink some water. Try to get your heart rate back down. Control your breathing. And then when you're ready, we're gonna repeat all those 7 exercises again. And we're looking to do anywhere at least 3 rounds. If you're feeling energized today, you can aim for 4 or 5. All right, good job everybody. That's our hard work done. And now I'm just gonna take you through some of my favorite stretches to cool down. Now, usually we're gonna hold each stretch for about 2 minutes, but for the sake of time and today with our filming, I'm just gonna hold 30 seconds on each stretch just to show you. Okay, so the first one, we're gonna come into our couch stretch. It's a really deep stretch for our thigh, which is great to open up our hips. Okay, so what we wanna do is elevate our back foot. You can use this against a wall, or you can use it like I'm doing for a bench or a couch. And we want to make sure our chest is nice and tall. Ideally, this knee on the floor is as far back as possible, and you want to pull yourself up, okay? It's going to be a nice deep stretch down this thigh. Okay, we're gonna swap legs. Just bring your hands down, release that back leg, and we're gonna change sides. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. My left side is a lot tighter. Okay, so nice and tall. I wanna drive this hip forwards, pull my chest up. And the stretches shouldn't be so difficult that you can't speak or that you can't breathe. So make sure you keep breathing. So again, you're gonna hold for at least 2 minutes on each side. Okay, we're gonna bring our hands down and come out of that. So the next one we're gonna do is to really stretch out our hamstring. It's called our standing pike. What we want to do is have our feet almost together, so about 1 fist width between your feet. Keeping our legs straight, we want to bring our hands down to the floor, push our palms down. If we struggle to touch the floor with our hands and keep our legs straight, that's where we're going to use a yoga block, or you can use a rolled up towel or some books, whatever you have handy. But we want to make sure our hands are pressed down and that both of our legs are nice and straight. So we want to drive both of our knees back and squeeze your thighs as well. And again, we're just going to breathe. And you're holding this for 2 minutes. And as you breathe through, you might find that you can get a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And after 2 minutes, we'll just slowly bend our knees to stand back up. So the next stretch we're gonna do is also a pike stretch for our hamstrings, but now we're gonna go 1 leg at a time, and we're gonna elevate the leg that we're stretching. So I have a block, which I'm gonna use. Again, you can use a rolled up towel or a small pile of books. We just want that 1 foot slightly elevated. Okay, and we're looking to stretch this leg. So again, we're gonna bring our hands down towards the floor. Now your non-stretching leg can be doing whatever you like. It can be bent, it can be straight, it can be positioned wherever you find to be the most suitable. So we're just focusing on keeping this 1 elevated leg as straight as possible. And we're gonna hold here for at least 1.5 minutes, or even 2 minutes if you wish. And then we'll look to change sides. And again, you might find one side to be a little bit tighter than the other. Okay, good job. Our next stretch, will be our pigeon stretch. So this is you're probably familiar with our pigeon stretch. I personally am not great at it, but we want to look to have that front leg bent and our back leg straight. So we want to feel the stretch through this bent side, that bum. Okay, so once we're in this position, keeping our hips as centered as possible, we want to come down onto our elbows. And again, we're just going to breathe. So we're going to hold on each side between 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes if you can, but at least 2. Okay, then we're going to swap sides. So for me, I'm not that great at the pigeon, so what I'm going to do is use a block to help me out a little bit more. Okay, I'm just going to position it just slightly underneath that bum that I'm looking to stretch. All right, now the last stretch we're gonna do is called our open book. So this is a great one to really open up our upper back. We're gonna lie on one side, bottom leg straight, top leg resting. You can hold this knee down onto the floor if you wish. And we're just looking to bring that arm around to the other side and just relax. Try to keep this knee down onto the floor. We're gonna hold here for about a minute. A minute to a minute and a half is good. Okay, slowly release. Flip over, same thing, other side. All right, good job. That's it, we're all done for today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to keep moving, stay healthy, stay active, and be happy.